welcome and welcome back to my channel. And as y'all can see by that title, it's a story time, y'all. Like, I'm finna put y'all on to, like, I'm finna put y'all on game, like how everything just happened and played out and stuff. Like, so before we hop straight into this video, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on my post notifications so y'all can be notified every time I upload. So don't mind my nails. I've been saying this, and it is I think like a nail came off on each one. Y'all, okay, it don't even matter. I'm finna try to stay on topic. Like, that been my biggest thing, like, ever since like I've been pregnant. I really get pregnancy brain. Like, I really start talking about one thing and then I start talking about something else. Like, I just be all the way off topic. But let's hop straight into this story. So basically, y'all, I want to say all of this started around November. November was a very crazy month, y'all. Like, very crazy. So I went to my sister's wedding in the beginning of November, and then towards, I want to say, Thanksgiving or whatever, my niece and nephews, they live in Texas. So they was on Thanksgiving break. So my mama was like, yeah, we're gonna go to Texas and see them and spend the week with them, or like spend the weekend with them. I think we spent the weekend with them. So basically, I honestly don't know when it happened, honestly, 100%, because I know that before I went to Texas, you know, it happened, but the due date just don't add up. Like, my baby was due August 25th, and it don't add up. And then I can't really go off my last period because my periods are so irregular that my last period wasn't, I think it was in September, and that's far away from the due date. Like, they was placing me at June, May with that, and it's just like, no, because it's tomorrow's May 1st, and my stomach is not even big. Like, I'm only gonna be 6 months next week, so that's like, it don't add up. So it wasn't intentional. Like, I honestly want to be 100% transparent with y'all. My relationship was definitely on the rocks. Like, we was definitely at it. It was just a lot going on. Like, I honestly thought that where we was at that point, it was no coming back. Like, it was no coming back, because it's just like, it was just so much going on. I'm not really finna go into detail. I'm just trying to, y'all know, you know, let y'all know for real. Like, we was definitely not in the right place, in a good place at all. So that was November, and I want to say we would go weeks without talking. Like, we would, like, it just, we wasn't talking, we wasn't good. Like, I was really like, we could be friends, we could be cool, but like, relationship wise, like, I don't think I want to do that. Like, I don't think that's, like, we just need to keep doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So fast forward to December. So I'm gonna pull up the test, y'all. I found out I was pregnant on December 21st. And it's crazy because I was at the Mall of Georgia, right? And I took a picture of this. That's it's a bib, and it's some shoes, like booty shoes, but it's UGA, and that's my favorite college football team. So I was like, I was really thinking about getting it for my niece. Like, I'm like, oh, this is so cute, I'm gonna get it for my niece. That was on November 4th. So fast forward to December 21st. That's the day that I found out I was pregnant. So y'all, I had been going to the doctor because they said my prolactin levels was high. That's basically like your blood levels. That has something to do with like high blood pressure and stuff. And it runs in my family on my mom's side. So I was just like very, you know, cautious about what they were saying. So I'm like, okay, cool. You know, I got to go to the doctor. I got to do some blood work and stuff because they need to, you know, see like if I got high blood pressure. If so, they need to start giving me medications and stuff so I can control it, you know. So basically, y'all, every time I go to the OBGYN, I always get pregnancy tests. I always get tested for STDs and stuff. Like, I just always do that because, like I said, my cycle is irregular, and I really just don't be dependent on my cycle for real. Like, it's been irregular ever since I got on birth control. And with the STDs and stuff. I just always do that because you just never know. Like you just never know like what other people doing, and they can say they're not doing something and then, you know. So yeah. But yes, y'all, so I got to the doctor. I was there and they did my testing. They was like, your levels are still high, da, 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 da. So I ended up leaving the doctor because they said everything, like I was good, like my appointment was good. I was gonna come back in I think 6 weeks to retest my blood. Like that's how often I was going. I was going so often, you know, to test my blood to like see like what was going on. Y'all, so I get up the street, right? I'm at Publix. I'm getting a sub because I'm finna go to work. Like I basically told my job like I'm gonna be maybe an hour or two late. You know, I gotta go to the doctor. So I'm up the street at Publix. I'm getting me a sandwich and I'm getting me some fruit. So I'm like, okay, I'm in line. So then next thing you know, they calling me. Like they done called me like 3 times and my phone be on do not disturb. So it's like, you called me one time, I don't get it. You called me a second time, I'm probably, I don't know what I was doing. But they called me like 3 times, y'all. So I answered the phone. I'm like, hello. They was like, hey, this is Ms. Middlebrooks. I'm like, yes, this is she. They're like, oh man, we're gonna need you to come back to the office. I was like, okay. I ain't never got no call saying come back to the office. So I'm like, what is going on? Like, honestly, y'all, 100%, I did not think I was pregnant. Like, I didn't have no symptoms, y'all. I was just out drinking. I was smoking. Like, I was just having fun, vibing at the club and everything. I didn't know nothing. I didn't have no symptoms, no sickness, no sleepiness. Like, I'm always sleepy. I'm always not a morning person. I don't like getting up. So there's not nothing weird. Like, all of that is normal. So I'm like, dang, like, is my blood levels that high? Like, dang, like, I might really have high blood pressure. Like, that's literally all I was thinking. Like, I was not thinking about no pregnancy and none of that shit. So I'm like, okay. So I go back to the office, y'all. I go in there, they like, oh, do you know why we called you back? Now I walked up to the front desk. I'm like, hey, I was just here for my appointment with such and such, doctor such and such, and they just called me and told me to come back up here. So then she was like, okay, let me go talk to the nurse. So she went and talked to the nurse. She was like, yeah, you can sit down, they gonna call you back. I'm like, okay. So then the nurse come get me. She walked me to the room. She like, you know why we called you back? I was like, no. She was like, because you pregnant. I was like, what? Y'all, I'm for real. That was how I reacted. Like, I'm like, what? She was like, you're pregnant. And I was like, I'm pregnant. I was like, what the? In my head, I'm like, what the? How the fuck? Like, how? What in the world? Like, it could not come at a I felt like, I'm not gonna say that it was a worse time, but I'm like, dang, like, my life is not together at all. So then I'm like, bro, like, my life is not together. Like, I always said that I will always have my first child at least 24, 25, because I feel like around then my life will be together. Like, my life, I wanted to at least be in my career, like, and I'm not too far from being in my career, but at the same time, it's just like, what is going on? Like, oh my god, I'm like, bro, I was supposed to start school back in January. Like, I was supposed to start back in my college classes in January. I was gonna be on track to graduate in December 2024. Like, I'm like, okay, yes, I'm gonna have my bachelor's in December 2024. I'm paying off my esthetician tuition so I can go to school. I mean, I go to school, get in my career, start working in the spa. Y'all, everything was just happening so damn fast. Like, I really honestly don't know like what was going on. But so basically she was like, yeah, you're pregnant. We're gonna take some blood and we're gonna see how far along you are. And I was like, okay. And she was like, we're gonna get you scheduled for an ultrasound. No. I'm a little ahead. She said, we're gonna see how far along you are. So I don't know what happened that fast. Like, I don't know, like, if she could just look at my previous blood testing that I had did or something. I don't know. But she came back and she was like, you don't have that much time to decide if you want to keep it or if you want to get an abortion. So I'm like, like, I honestly don't believe in abortions. Like, I just feel like if you lay down and did it, you was grown enough to do it, you grown enough to take that responsibility and take care of your child. Like, that's just what it is. So I was like, abortion really wasn't in my head, but I'm just like, let me see what he's saying. Like, you know, because I don't want to be no single mama at 21. At the time I was 21. Like, I haven't even turned 22 yet. I was gonna be 22 in 2 months. So I'm like, let me just see what he say. Let me just see what his mind at. You know, like, let me just have a conversation with him. Because honestly, like I said, we wasn't in the right space like at the beginning of that month. So it was like, I found out towards the end of December, like right before Christmas. And we had started back talking, like even communicating at the beginning of December. So it was just like, yeah, we need to have a conversation and just see what, you know, what's going on and stuff, or what we're gonna do. So when I tell you I was so scared, oh my god, I was scared. I was like, bruh, like my mom and my dad, they finna kick me out. Like, this nigga finna make me be a single mama, like all type of shit, bruh. So after that, like, I was like, okay, cool. I left the doctor. She gave me some little information about abortions and stuff, and I was just like, okay. Like, I really just need to talk to my mama. Like, but I'm scared. Like, that was the thing. I was scared to tell my mama because I just feel like I didn't want to be disappointing them. Like, I don't like disappointing my parents at all. Like, I really just kind of want to be a perfectionist for them. Like, not even a perfectionist, because y'all, I was drinking and I was smoking, I was doing everything, and I be getting tattoos and stuff without asking. So not necessarily a perfectionist, but like I want them to be proud of me. Like, I want them to say, oh yes, my child, like, she got her life together, like she on her shit, like she ain't no grown-ass child in the house and we taking care of her and her baby, like, you know. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? So the first person I called is my friend. Like, I called her, I'm like, Rachel, why they just say I'm pregnant? Like, I don't believe this. Like, what like, she was like, for real? I was like, yes. I was like, girl, I'm finna go to the nearest store, like the nearest convenience store, and I'm finna get a pregnancy test and take it because they never showed me no positive test. So I'm like, I do not believe these folks. So I seen the first Family Dollar, y'all. I pull up at the Family Dollar. I go inside. Like, all of this, I'm supposed to be at work by now. I'm like, fuck that shit. I gotta take this test. Excuse my language. I'm like, I gotta take this test. I need to see what's going on. Like, you know. So I'm like, okay, cool. I go to the first Family Dollar. I go in there. I get a test. So she like, as soon as you get to work, clock in, go in the bathroom, take the test. So I'm like, okay, I drive to work. It's a long little 30-minute quiet ride. I'm just in the car thinking like, dang, bro, like I'm gonna be a mama. Like, if this is for real, like if this ain't no false positive, like I'm finna be a mother in less than a year. Like, I gotta get my shit together. Like, I gotta get on my shit. Like, I gotta be somebody that my baby gonna look up to. Like, my baby gonna look up and be like, my mama, my mama on her shit. Like, I want to be like my mama. Like, I want to be like my parents. Like, I want to be on my shit. So I'm like, okay, I'm on the way to work. I get to work, y'all. I clock in, I go in the bathroom. So me and my boyfriend, we work together. So he work on the other side of like where I work, and I work on the other side. So we work on two completely different sides of StockX, kind of, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I go in the bathroom, I take the test. Y'all, you know how they be telling you to wait 3 minutes? No, 3 minutes who? Like, when I tell you them lines popped up, as soon, I'm squatting over the thing. As soon as I pull it up, them lines is up. I'm like, bruh, like, what in the, like, what the fuck? Like, oh my god, I'm really pregnant. Like, what in the world? And I took this picture. Y'all can't see it. I took this picture of the test. I'm like, this shit was on December 21st at 1:24 p.m. I took the picture. I'm like, y'all, oh my God. So I'm like, how am I gonna tell him? Like, how am I gonna tell him? What am I gonna say? Like, am I gonna just show him the test, or am I gonna tell him I gotta talk to him? Like, what I'm gonna do? So I was like, friend, I'm finna go tell him. She's like, all right, just let me know how it goes. I'm like, all right. So I walk over to his area, like his little station. I'm like, I gotta talk to you. He was like, what's up? So I show him. He like, no way. Like he excited. Like he give me a hug. He was like, this just God way of saying that we need to make it work and just get back together and get back on good terms and all this stuff. And I was just like, boy, you trapped me. Like, what if I didn't want you no more? Like, I'm not gonna say I didn't want him because I love my man, but what if I didn't want you? Like, you just trapped me. Like, that's how I was feeling. So I'm like, bruh, no way that this is happening to me right now. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, we're gonna talk about it when we go on break or whatever, because we got the same break or whatever. We're just gonna sit in the car and talk. Y'all, that shit was crazy, bro. So after that, after I told him and stuff, we went in the car, we talked about it, and he was just like, I want to keep it. Like, I want to have this baby. Like, and I was just like, I was just gonna ask you that. Like, before I could even ask him, that's what he said. So he was like, I want to keep it. I want to have this baby. Like, I feel like this baby is a new start for us. Like, you know, because we had been talking like together on and off for like 5 years before this situation even happened. Well, it was gonna be 5 years in January. So a month after we found out it was gonna be 5 years on and off that we've been dealing with each other. So I was just like, okay, like, you know, I just needed to talk to you because, like, I don't believe in abortions, but at the same time, like, I don't want to keep no baby and you don't want to keep it. So he was just like, I definitely want to keep it. So y'all, then Christmas came. No, I think he ended up telling his mama or whatever on her birthday, because her birthday was the 22nd and we went bowling, and he told her. But I was scared to tell my parents. I'm not gonna lie. I was scared to tell my parents. His mama was kind of excited, but his parents are younger. My parents are a little bit older. Like, they might have like a 15-year range between their age or whatever. So yeah, he told his mama, and I think he told his dad too. So Christmas came, and we went to my sister and my brother's house to open presents with my niece and my nephew. So I ended up telling my sister, but I was just like, I'm scared to tell mine now. Like, I don't know how to say it. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, I was just so scared. Like, and I didn't want to tell my other sister because she actually had a baby at like 16, 17. So I was just like, how did daddy react to you being pregnant at 16? Like, I'm 21, so I feel like the reaction definitely should not be the same. Like, I'm very much more mature, much older. I'm actually of age, like, you know. So I didn't want to tell her because she run her mouth. Like, she would literally tell everybody before I even get off the phone with her. Like, she'll tell everybody. So I was like, I'm not telling her. So my sister was just like, you gotta tell him. Like, you gotta tell him before it's too late or whatever. So I'm like, okay. So one day I was driving home. I don't remember what. Let me see what day it was. Let me see what day it was, y'all, cause I was so hurt. Like, I was crying and everything. Like, I was crying because I don't know. I was sad. I'm not gonna lie. Let me say this picture, because I had took a picture and I had sent it to him. Okay, December 26th, a day after Christmas, is when I told them. So I was like, I think I walked in the house, and I think I had told my other sister too, and she was just like, how that happened? Da, 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 da. I was like, girl, I don't even know. Like, I really don't know. So once I got in the house, I was like, no, I had my mama be sitting in the garage and stuff. So I was like, Mom, I gotta talk to you. She was like, okay. I was like, I gotta talk to y'all. She was like, okay, what you guys talk to us about? I was like, I'm gonna tell y'all. So then I walked inside. I walked to my room. I was pacing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. No, I think I walked in the house first before I even told her anything. I walked in the house first, and I was in my room pacing back and forth, pacing back and forth. And I was like, on the phone with my sister, I'm like, sis, I'm scared. So then she was like, girl, you just gotta tell him, just tell him. So I'm like, okay. So then I walked out to the garage and my mom, I gotta talk to y'all. She's like, all right. She came inside, so I'm like, Dad, I gotta talk to y'all, because he was kind of like falling asleep on the couch. Like, I talked to y'all. He was like, all right. So my mom comes sit down, I come sit down. So I'm like, I went to the doctor and they said I'm pregnant. And my mom was like, she's so dramatic, y'all. My mama a Cancer, my daddy a Cancer, but they are my daddy a June Cancer, my mama a July Cancer. They act the complete opposite. Like, I don't understand how they're the same sign and they just act completely different. But I thought her reaction was gonna be his, and she was gonna be a little bit more mellow and chill, because she's a little bit more mellow and chill. Like, when I tell her other stuff, I really don't tell my dad stuff, because my dad is so nonchalant, and he really just like, his emotions is just like, he's emotionally unavailable, for real. So I was just like, my mom was dramatic. She was like, you gonna get an abortion? I'm like, I don't want to. And she was just like, you don't have no life, like, you don't have no career, you don't have none of that. And that's real. But so then we talked a little bit more. She was like, so what you gonna do? And I'm just like, I want to keep it. And then my mama and them, they was just telling me, like, you know, like, as a mother, you're gonna always have to tend to your child. Like, you're never gonna really depend on anybody to tend to your child, because that's your 100% responsibility. And I really feel like my parents just really fear for me to be a single parent, because my mom was a single mom and my dad was a single dad. My dad was a single dad of 3 and my mama was a single mom of 1, but like, both of their partners left, like, and they had to just take the responsibility. Even with my dad being a male, he had to step up and take that responsibility and take care of my siblings, because their mom wasn't capable of doing that. And the same with my mom, with my sister's dad. So it was just like, I understood where they were coming from, because they both lived that life. But I'm just telling them, like, you know, like, I don't think that that's gonna happen with me, you know, because I talked to him and his head seems like it's on straight. Like, he seems like he wants to do this. So I'm like, I don't think that it's gonna be otherwise. Like, you know, I don't think that he gonna possibly leave us or anything and stuff. So then my mom was like, okay, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, like, they was disappointed. I'm not gonna lie, they was disappointed. And it was just a lot of stuff. Like, it was just a very emotional conversation with all 3 of us, like, honestly. Like, so, you know, we finished the conversation, we went our separate ways or whatever. So I went in my room, and I'm not sure, I don't remember what they did, but I went in my room, I went straight to sleep. I had to work in the morning. So then the next day my mom came and talked to me, and she was just like, you know, like, I don't want you to feel like that we're mad at you or anything and stuff, and that we're not going to be here for you and stuff. And she was like, we definitely going to be here for you. We just want you to make the best decision for you and your life and stuff. And they was like, if you want to keep it, you know, we're 100% behind you with that, with support and stuff. And they was just like, you gotta try though. Like, you can't just depend on your parents to help you take care of your child. Like, you gotta try, you gotta do more than you say, like, you know. So I was like, I understand and stuff. And she was like, give me a hug, I love you, da 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 da. And I was like, okay. So I'm like, all right, cool. And then after that, I just told maybe like another one of my friends or whatever. Yeah, I think I told my friend Maya, which is going to be my baby's godmom. And then I told my other 2 friends. And then after that, I didn't really tell nobody else. Like, of course, he told his family. And like I said, they're like his aunts and uncles and stuff, like, they're a little bit younger. So he, like, you know, I don't really know how to explain it. But his auntie, she just had a baby in February and stuff. So I guess they would be considered a little bit more understanding. So then after that, like, I want to say around New Year's came or whatever, and me and him, I don't know if it was New Year's that we got a room, but we got a hotel room, and we basically just spent time together, and we went on a date, and we kind of just tried to like rekindle our relationship, start by re-dating each other. And that's one thing like I could say I definitely appreciate, because ever since we did find out that we was having a baby, like we definitely been dating each other, like we definitely been re-trusting each other. Like you can see the efforts from both parties, like of that we're both trying, you know, to make shit work. So I'm happy by that, I'm glad by that. But yes, y'all, everybody else that I told, I really kind of held it a secret until like February, I want to say, because I really wasn't trying, like, I'm not saying a secret from social media, but like a secret from most of my family, like my brothers. I was scared to tell my brothers. Like I see my dad reaction, I'm like, okay, he was nonchalant as expected, like, but my brothers, they're crazy as hell. So I'm like, I'm scared to tell my brothers. So like, I don't know how they gonna react. Like my brothers, like I said, they cool, like they just crazy. So I'm like, okay. But they definitely, one of my brothers cried, and the other two, they definitely reacted different than how I thought they were. They was like, you're grown, like, you know, what can I say? Like, you know, I'm gonna be here for you, I love you, I'm always gonna be your big brother, I'm not mad at you, I'm not disappointed in you, you're grown. Like I knew it was gonna happen one day. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you know, why was I overthinking so much? Like everybody really having the opposite reaction to how I thought it was. And then I eventually did end up telling my sister, like the one that ran her mouth, I did end up telling her. So y'all, it was actually like not bad for real, like, you know, I don't know, not bad for real, like. But yeah, y'all, as of right now, like everything is going great. Like I'm 23 weeks today. I'm making this video on April 30th. I'm 23 weeks. Everything is amazing with my pregnancy. I feel like I've had a really great pregnancy. Like I haven't been sick. I was sick one day, but I really honestly think it's motion sickness, because I was on a plane, and right after we got off the plane, I was throwing up that next morning. Like but he really honestly been sick for real. Like he was sick for me, I guess, so he got my symptoms. Tired, you know, like I was always tired, but I'm still working. Yeah, everything is great. Like I have full support from my family and his family. Like as y'all gonna see by the video that's posting tomorrow, well, by the time y'all see this, it's gonna be after the video I have already posted. But in my gender reveal video, both of our families was, well, not all of our family members, but like our most important family members, I guess, our intermediate family members, everybody was there supporting to see what we were having. So yes, y'all, me and him are gonna do a sit down pregnancy Q&A video, you know. So anything that y'all want to ask, or anything that you're curious about, you can put it down in the comments below. You can DM it to my Instagram at PRETTYASKE. You can yeah, basically those are the only two options that you really have. But yeah, just let us know what you want to know from our video. We're gonna make that. I'm not sure when we're gonna make that, but we're definitely gonna make that video. But yes, y'all, that will be all for my story time for today. I hope y'all enjoy my story time, and I will see y'all later. And make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and be on the lookout for more videos.